Greetings, wrestling fans. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, but here we are. We're going to be doing a Smackdown review of the entire show, and I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I just had a wonderful day spent with my girlfriend, and I'll just be giving you guys a quick heads up. 2K24 will eventually be on its way, and several other things. But at the same time, I had nothing better to do today. Didn't stream, didn't do anything today. So I thought, why not? Why not come on and quickly do a review for all of you guys. The show kicked off with Kevin Owens versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and I hate to tell you guys, but I felt the Elimination Chamber qualifying matches, even the women, I found them all super predictable. I never once, believed the opponents had any chances of winning, and that's the thing that annoys me. Like, I knew, it felt so predictable. It just kind of annoys you in a way, that you kind of wish that WWE would, have a shocking winner. You know what I mean? Like they would pull a fast one on us, thinking the person that we think is going to win doesn't win. But then again, we live in a world where if your favorites don't win, people begin complaining like a little bunch of children and all that stuff. So the opening match was Kevin Owens versus Dirty Dom. Winner goes to the Chamber. Kevin Owens wins thanks to R-Truth helping him. So R-Truth has finally come to the realization that the Judgment Day do not want him in the group. I'm surprised he didn't do anything with The Miz, considering he was trying to call The Miz. LA Knight and Drew McIntyre go face to face. The security break things up before things get a little bit hairy. Then we get Tiffany Stratton going one-on-one with Zelina Vega in a qualifying match, which again, I can't stress enough about how predictable this was. Don't get me wrong, I think Tiffany is talented, and I get it, she's new to the roster. That's why I knew she wasn't going to win. Sorry, let me rephrase that. She's new to the roster, so I knew she wasn't going to lose. And that's the problem here, because when you bring someone new up, Tiffany is being shoved right into the title picture. And of course you kind of expect WWE to do this. They're like, oh, she's a former NXT Women's Champion. Of course we gotta, get her in the title picture straight away. We gotta make her look like a big deal. But I just don't get the appeal of Tiffany Stratton. I just don't get the appeal of her. Sure, she's a great talent, but the thing that angers me is that Triple H had a great underdog character story in Zelina Vega, and now he's completely thrown it all away, all because Zelina Vega, isn't the Zelina Vega he created. I'm pretty sure if he ever does decide to do a draft, he will probably move Zelina Vega to Raw, and then turn her heel, or just keep her as a babyface, and just pair her up with Andrade, because that's the Zelina Vega he knew. The Zelina Vega that's in the LWO, he didn't create that. But regardless of the situation, I feel so bad for Zelina. She's a hell of a talent, hell of a wrestler. She's a great babyface. I think she's way better as a babyface than as a heel, in my opinion. Sure, we got used to her as a heel for so long, and she's a great heel, but I ultimately think I like her more as a face, and I wish WWE does more with her and builds her up to eventually become Women's Champion as an underdog babyface. But WWE, they blew it. But no, WWE blew their opportunity. WWE have blown their opportunities to make her a star. They would rather give us Tiffany Stratton instead of having the underdog trying to overcome all the odds because but Sami Zayn can have that story. Sami Zayn can have the underdog story, but Zelina Vega, nah, she can't. She can't. AJ Styles then proceeded to slap good old Carl Anderson right in the face because the OC are getting a little bit annoyed at AJ Styles for being a bit quiet and disciplined about his position in the OC. So AJ Styles kind of now fully cements his heel turn by slapping Carl Anderson in the face and, pretty much dismissing himself from the OC. So what was the point in bringing Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows back then? What was the point in bringing them back? I remember people saying that they brought them back just so that they could be with AJ Styles. And now here we are, about a year or two later since they came back. And now AJ Styles is leaving them. So Anderson and Gallows just came back for no reason. In my opinion, you brought them back for no reason. Again, I continue to stress this. People continue to think Triple H is a great booker, but yet he brings back talent and does nothing with them. How can people defend Gallows and Anderson being here? Look, I've never been the biggest fan of them anyway, but it drives me crazy how Triple H just keeps rehiring, but then he just, he showcases them for about at least 2 to 3 weeks, and then gone. Then piss off, you're off TV. And you wonder why fans don't care about certain wrestlers, because Triple H, he gives up on them too easily. He has them on for a couple of weeks. He expects them to get over within a couple of weeks, and because they don't get over, well, back to the drawing board. I'm just not a fan, I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan of how he's been handling the situation with Gallows and Anderson. Damage Control, Io, Kairi, and Asuka, they begin talking about Bayley and Dakota Kai, and they suggest that they better keep one eye open because they are going to come for them. AOP demolished 2 jobbers from NXT. Nothing special whatsoever. Absolutely nothing special at all. I'm sorry, I do not care about the authors of piss. And then we have Bron Breakker signing with the Smackdown brand. And funny how he just won the NXT Tag Team titles. I don't get the logic here. Bron Breakker is coming to the main roster, but they book him to win the tag team titles with Baron Corbin. What's the point in that? What's the point in that? Now, are they going to say Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin now have to vacate their titles because Bron Breakker is now a part of the SmackDown roster? You literally gave them the titles for no real reason. You could have had Baron Corbin turn on Bron Breakker. You could have had Baron Corbin turn on Bron Breakker, but nah. We're going to make him a champion, and then we're going to bring him up to the main roster. Even though there's a main roster story going on, nah, let's put the tag straps on him. This is what I mean. WWE tried to treat NXT and the main roster as 2 different things. In NXT, he's a heel, and he's the tag team champion. And here he is on the main roster, without the tag team title. He's smiling, he's happy to be on the main roster. It's now like he's a babyface. Now it looks like he's a babyface. They tried to treat NXT and the main roster as like they're 2 different worlds. Can we keep things consistent, please? Can we keep things consistent, please? If he's the tag team champion, he should not be called up to the main roster until he loses those tag team titles. Or if you're gonna, or you take the titles off them and you strip them of the belts. But that's not gonna happen. Bron Breakker will now wrestle on 2 brands. They'll now have Bron Breakker wrestle on 2 brands because Shawn Michaels won't get rid of him. It's so stupid, man. I just don't like it. It's so stupid. I just can't stand. They like Nick Aldis calls Bron Breakker a free agent, but Bron Breakker still wrestles on NXT. If he's a free agent, why is he still wrestling on NXT? Jade Cargill is a free agent. She doesn't wrestle on a Pacific brand. You don't see Jade Cargill wrestling on Raw, NXT, or Smackdown and still being classed as a free agent. It's just stupid to me. It's just stupid to me. It's just stupid to me, man. So I'm assuming Monday Night Raw is going to sign Jade Cargill. Logan Paul becomes the final entrant in the Elimination Chamber because of course he does. We have Logan Paul as our United States champion, and instead of having him defend the title like a true champion, now let's put him in the Elimination Chamber. You know what's funny? It's funny how they're giving the women second chances to qualify, but yet they didn't do the second chances for the men. They're just like, yeah, we'll give all the men will be able to fill out their slots, but the women, nah, we can't be buggered doing 12 women all in one qualifying match. We'll give the losers, we'll give the people that lost a second chance to qualify. If Zelina Vega or Indy Hartwell, I'm going to say this right now, if Indy Hartwell or Zelina Vega aren't the 2 people that that win the second chance Battle Royal, then I want nothing to do with this stupid Battle Royal, because this Battle Royal is goddamn pointless. I hate second chance matches. I hate second chance matches. I hate them with a fiery passion. Once you fail to qualify, you fail. You should not be giving these people second chances. It tells you that the company is lazy and they can't be buggered. They can't be buggered giving Indy Hartwell a qualifying match against Chelsea Green, or have Piper Niven in a qualifying match against Nikki Cross, or Tegan Nox a qualifying match against Xia Li. You got plenty other people on the roster. You got plenty other people on your roster, but nah, we're gonna give all the losers second chances. It's ridiculous. I can't stand it. Naomi, she defeats Alba Fire to qualify, to be the final woman to qualify. Well, for now, there's still the last chance Battle Royal to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Now, Naomi got some new music, and I'm very sure the IWC are going to take this very positively, and they're not going to get upset about it at all, because another CFO soundtrack got deleted from existence. The theme that Naomi came out to, it's just a basic remix of her TNA theme. That's all it is. It's just a remake. It's just like her TNA theme, just instead of the TRINITY, it's NAOMI. So that's really all what her theme is. She's not really amazing anymore, so she's not really amazing anymore. She's above amazing. Naomi is above amazing now, so I felt she did need a bit of a change. I also kind of think, you know, I love the Field of Glow gimmick, but me personally, I think Naomi kind of needs a character change. You know, give her a bit of a new character, maybe revamp her a little bit. Like, she's exactly the same person that she was that she left 2 years ago. I feel when you come back, you should, you know, revamp yourself, but, you know, that's just my opinion. But, you know, Naomi is happy doing what she's doing, so I'm not going to complain. I don't hate the Field of Glow gimmick. I'm just saying, I think maybe she could revamp. She could use a revamp in her character, but it's whatever. Dakota Kai apologizes to Bayley, and she kind of begs her for help, and I'm just gonna be honest, I don't really trust Dakota Kai. I think Dakota Kai is pretty much tricking Bayley here. I reckon it'll either be at WrestleMania where I could see Dakota Kai possibly costing Bayley the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. That's what I think's gonna happen. And then finally, the main event. The Rock and Roman Reigns join forces, and The Rock becomes a member of the Bloodline. So The Rock has now fully turned heel, and he's now become a member of the Bloodline due to the Cody Crybabies, as The Rock calls them. You know, I'll be the first to admit that I was not a Cody Crybaby, I was a passionate fan, speaking my mind. And I love how my video about The Rock replacing Cody got so much attraction. It's basically the largest video on my channel, the channel with the most views and the most interaction. Everyone was laughing at me, everyone was calling me a Cody Crybaby, everyone was saying things about me, and now look who's the ones crying now. I guess the Rocky Crybabies have now all come out. The Rocky Crybabies have all come out now, complaining about The Rock. So, I think it's funny that you get people chanting Rocky sucks, but then when he comes out, people admire him, they cheer him, they try chanting his name and all that. I just think it's too funny. Like, you talk all this shit about The Rock, but yet you still cheer him anyway. So it pretty much shows you got no guts. But regardless, I like where this is going. I think The Rock joining the Bloodline is going to be interesting, and I think The Rock is going to portray Roman Reigns. That's what I think is going to happen here. I think The Rock is going to portray Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and he's going to help Cody Rhodes finish his story. I just don't see this alliance lasting long. I don't see this whole union of The Rock and Roman Reigns lasting very long. They could either do the match, they'll probably either do the match in Saudi Arabia, they'll probably either do the Rock versus Roman match in Saudi Arabia, or they will do it at SummerSlam. But regardless, I've never been I've been one of those people. I said this in my video about the whole thing. I've not been one of those people that wanted The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I basically have stated that I would only accept the match if there is no title on the line, because I feel The Rock versus Roman Reigns doesn't really need the undisputed title. Like, The Rock wants to be the head of the table, so he wants to be the head of the table, not the Universal Champion. If people thought him saying head of the table means he wants the Universal Champion, then that's just a bit silly. But either way, The Rock is now back as a heel, and honestly, I think I like where this is going, and we'll see where the process goes. But I think The Rock is going to once again turn back babyface and at WrestleMania and help Cody Rhodes finish his story, because we all know Roman Reigns ain't going to be losing that match clean. We all know if Roman Reigns does lose, he won't be taking a simple crossroads and the 1-2-3. No. If he loses the match, he wants to make sure that he's protected in defeat, because Lord only knows Roman Reigns can't afford to take... Lord only knows that Roman Reigns can't lie down and lose a match clean, fair and square. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up. Give me your thoughts down below. And I will see you all on the other side.